Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to Avorion with LD7, and yeah, as you probably can tell, we have made some progress here. Upgraded our ship. It is now built out of Xanian, and yeah, the reason why it's so big is because I have a bunch of cargo bays on here, so I can use our mining lasers. Anyway guys, no worries, you might see some resource increase counters popping up on the right. That is because we actually set up 2 auto mining chips. I've got one in this sector, kind of bounces between here and here, mining, and this gets iron and titanium for us automatically. And I've got one in these couple sectors, goes back and forth, and this gets neonite, trinium, and some titanium, some iron, depending on what's there, right? So what we want to do today, because at this point in the game I need to start building up a lot of Xanian and trinium, and realistically there isn't a lot where those other 2 auto miners are set up. So I'm going to try to set one up over in this area. What I want to do is have it mine here, warp into this sector, warp up here, then warp here, and do that on loop. So today, in this episode, we're going to go ahead and show you how to set up an auto miner. So first things first, we're in this ship. I went and picked up a captain so we could transfer that over, so no worries, that's why we've got one. And I also built a template, so if you hit T, it ejects you into your drone outside the ship. We're just going to fly over here a little bit so there's some space between us. We are close to a station to hire some crew if needed, and we're going to go into found ship. So 500 titanium is the cost at this point. I also went and claimed some asteroids and everything, sold them to get some credits, built some resources up, all that good stuff in between sessions. It was about 10 hours worth of playtime, so that's about how long it takes to get to this point. It would have been faster if I would have set the auto miners up sooner than I did, but anyway, this is going to be our Xanian / trinium auto miner 1, because we'll probably have like 8 or 9 of these at some point. But what we're gonna do, go into our save designs, and there's 2 options for us. We could go with this trinium carrier, which would be fine. I mean, we're not going to be using our mining lasers at this point, primarily because I don't have them, I don't think. So if we go into material, I'm going to put on Xanian lasers. So I've got Xanian mining turrets, but not our mining. So it doesn't really matter about cargo space. So this ship doesn't have a lot of cargo space, but it should work just fine. I did build these, so this is what I'm going to try to upgrade our main ship to eventually. I just need to grind out the credits and the resources primarily, so that'll soon to be, this will be our main ship because it's amazing. It's got a lot of stats. I built that template, and this is half size, so this scaled down in half makes this ship. So same design, still has, you know, access to blocks, but it's more reasonable. We could actually build this right now. If I had our mining turrets that I wanted to use, I would go with this one, just because it's a little bit better. But for now, we'll go with the trinium carrier. Maybe at a later point we'll show off the other setup, but that's fine. So not too expensive, about 500,000 credits, and we've got this baby built for the most part. So let's go ahead and put on our turrets. Now, to use the Xanian, since this is a trinium ship, we're going to need turret bases made out of Xanian, and we'll just put these up at the front, and I'm going to turn off the mirrors, just because that can get annoying. We'll just match it like that. I mean, that should be pretty good. And then maybe we'll put another one up here or something, just in case. Anyway, let's take a look. These take 3 slots each. I'd like to have both of them. So let's take a look at the systems, because this is the other big thing about setting up a mining ship. First step, build a ship. So I've got a template, use that. Second, You want to try to put a mining system in there for two reasons. One, it'll highlight just regular asteroids with resources, and two, it will tell your ship where to go to find resources. So this will allow it to scan up to Ogonite. There won't be any Ogonite, but good enough. And a scan range of 7.5 kilometers, that's actually pretty good. Next, you want to have enough slots, so this is going to take unarmed turrets primarily, so we need 6 slots total. That just gave us the 6, so we should be able to put both of these on now. This is not wide enough. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes you gotta play with the design a little bit to get the turrets to fit the way you want, but it's not a big deal. So that should be wide enough now. Yeah, and we'll just put those side by side, and that still leaves us 1 slot for a attacking turret, which we're gonna need because of this. When it's a red triangle like this, hunters will come destroy the ship. So this chain gun turret is the best that we can do, but we need 1 more weapon slot. So we'll go ahead, I think we'll just use this one for the time being. Save the blues for later. And I can fit 1, and then we still have an extra slot, so where's one that only takes 1 slot? This one? So, okay. There we go. It's got a little bit, it's still weak, but it's strong enough it won't get killed right away. Here we are. Cool. Now it's built. I'm just gonna set these up in their little groupings real quick. That way, you know, I can turn them off. But this will start charging the shields. We're gonna hire some crew. I forget how much this takes, so we have 8 crew. We need 13 and 12 on the mechanics. Those are the big ones that you want to get out of the way, are the mechanics and engineers. So crew up your ship after you build it. Make sure you put turrets, mining turrets, good enough to, you know, cover or mine the resources that you're trying to gather. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So we're going to hire 5 miners. And I guess we can just hire the rest as like basic bitch crew. So maybe 50 will cover it. So 13, 5, 12. Cool. And then the rest, I'm going to put 10 in here to up that, and we'll put another 10 in here to up that. We'll up our sergeants, get a lieutenant, and that is pretty much good to go. The last piece, so we can automate it, is we need a captain. So we're just going to fly over to our ship, and you can transfer crew between them. Since we don't have fighters, we have to be at 0 kilometers in order to transfer the crew. But here we are, there's 1 captain, transfer him to this ship, and we are ready to go. So now, next step, get into a ship other than the one that you want to automate. I'm just going to move out of the way so it can do its thing. That's going to slowly charge up its shield, generators, all that good stuff. And then to actually build the automation, you go to the menu and you click on the ship you want to automate right here. And we're going to tell it warp over here first. So we'll wait for it to process the command. It should go relatively quickly. There we are. So now it's in the sector we want to start in. Mine. You'll hit what you want it to do. We're going to tell it to mine. And then if you hold the shift key, you can queue commands. We're then going to have it go here, to mine again. And then I want it to go to this sector. Cool. Mine again. And then we'll have it warp all the way back. And then this loop will tell it to keep doing that indefinitely. So that's how you set up an auto mining ship. From now on, that ship will go between those 3 sectors and get us trinium and xanium. So we've got 1 ship gathering that automatically. You really want to use our mining fighters our mining lasers and fighters if you can, but that will require cargo space. We'll cover that in a later episode once I can afford a better ship. But guys, that is how you set up an auto miner. Just wanted to show you kind of step-by-step playthrough on that. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. And until next time, this has been LD7, and we will see ya.